Hey guys, Mike the Vike here, back for yet another video. Today I wanted to try something a little bit different. I know I used to do update videos on Rust back in the day, and you know, I stopped doing them for whatever reason. There's a few, but I figured, you know what, there's still lots of stuff being added to the game, and I wouldn't mind making content about it. So, as I'm sure you guys know, I run a couple Rust servers, right? And what that allows me to have access to is a whole lot of players with a whole lot of different opinions. And I figured this would be a nice opportunity to kind of get people's feedback on new features in the game. So in this experimental video, we're going to be focusing on the whole new puzzle/card system that they added last week. If you aren't familiar with that, my boy Flavy is presumably going to explain that to me real quick here.
Well, basically, you need these things called cards as well as fuses. You put the fuses in, you activate it, you follow the wires, and then whenever the doors are glowing, you swipe the card on it, and you get the loot. So you go to the gas stations or the supermarkets, and on the desks, you find green cards. Sometimes they don't spawn, sometimes they do. You use the green cards to get blue cards, because inside the green card doors, on the desk, you'll find blue cards, and so far, basically, you just progress through the same system. It's pretty monotonous.
Beautiful. Okay. Now that you've explained it, what do you actually think of the whole system? Is it good content? Is it fun? Is it changing the game?
Yeah, to an extent. In the middle times, you can get 7 elite crates now, and launch light you can get 3. Pretty easy to camp too. I think it's a change that should have been done a long time ago. Maybe it's where people can't camp it nearly as easy. And if you are camping it, well, somebody else gets a red card, which isn't that hard to get. They can come kill you and they get all your loot. So
nice.
Honestly, it's a pretty good change. It kind of encourages more people to play with you as well, because if you have like 2 or 3 people, I mean, you need I don't know, it makes it a little bit more hard for solos, but in my opinion, it also just adds kind of adds a whole new challenge.
What are your thoughts on the whole new card/puzzle system in the game? Is it a change in the game? Is it a good change?
Terrible change.
Terrible.
It makes me want to quit the game.
Really? Why?
Yeah.
Because it's so hard and confusing to get the loot.
This is very true. Is it possibly just adding another unnecessary kind of puzzle system, and you just want to get to PvP and get AKs type thing?
Yes. Yeah.
All right. So why do you play Rust then? Is it just to kind of do the grind as quick as possible and then get to AKs?
I like to play Rust because I like to troll around with people and get AKs and then just go on the rampages.
Got it. Obviously the devs are trying to add like lots of new features to kind of keep people interested. What kind of stuff would you like to see in the game to kind of keep you interested?
Yeah, maybe like more rockets, like maybe more like type of explosions, maybe.
Okay. Cool.
Maybe like they make an NPC base or something.
What about? I think they should build an air balloon. Do you know how helicopters, air balloons, are built with one? Do you know?
Real quick. So basically, they added this whole card system, puzzle system. Firstly, have you actually tried it out?
Yes, I have. Last
Okay.
swipe on this server.
That's good. What do you think of the whole thing? Is it fun? Fresh?
I'd say it might be frustrating for solo players, but I'd say it's fresh.
That's good.
New.
Is it making you want to play the game more? Like, is it something like totally game-changing and amazing?
No, I wouldn't say so. No, you lose your key card, you get absolutely pissed at the game, and you just don't want to come back.
Oh, damn. So just another thing to kind of rage about?
I mean, I'll say that, but I enjoy it, like, to an extent.
Okay, that's good. Do you think that Rust should be adding more things like that? More puzzles, more unique ways to grind to get things, kind of?
Yes and no. I just wouldn't like it if it was hard for solo players. I mean, I'm not a solo player, but I understand if they struggle with that. But
That's fair.
It's good that they innovate.
Yeah. Now, if you were a Rust developer or they like magically could listen to you, what would you add to the game to make it better?
I'd balance out like clans and zergs. I don't know how I'd balance it out. At the state the game's in right now, I'd say that it favors groups or clans or duos or trios, whatever you want to call it, over just the casual solo player.
Yeah, absolutely. It's gonna be tricky to stop that though. So basically, have you played the whole new puzzle card system thing? Have you tried that out?
Yes, yes we have.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is it like a decent source to loot as it is? Like, do you actually do it consistently?
Yeah, it's actually like pretty good loot. We do it like, I don't know, like twice a day. Because you get pretty good loot.
Oh damn. Would you say it kind of spices things up? It adds variety to the looting situation?
Yeah, like it's more stuff to do in Rust. Like it's fun to like get the new cards and stuff.
That's good.
And then like see what kind of loot you can get.
You don't think it's too challenging or annoying or like too complicated or anything?
No, it's not that hard. We had like a hard time finding some fuse boxes at the start, but we've got a lot now.
And how many people are in your group?
There's just 4 of us. Like just like some, we're just like a bunch of friends.
Okay. And when you're doing this whole card thing, you do it with friends?
Yeah. We usually all go.
Yeah, that's fair. Now, obviously, something like this is like totally experimental. It may not go anywhere. This could be like a one-time thing. But if you guys have been on the channel for a bit, you'll remember when Base Tours was a new thing. The format wasn't really there yet either. And you never know, maybe this ends up being something like that. So if you're interested in more kind of interview stuff like this, do let me know by leaving a like on the video. Helps a lot. Acidite! Hello?
That spooked the shit out of me.
I know you said you when I wanted people for interviews, but I had a feeling that was reverse psychology.
I was referring to the loot system. I'm not a huge fan of it.
Oh, okay, wait, well, hang on. So, you don't like the whole card spawn system thing?
I like some of the stuff that they've added recently as far as loot goes, like the boats and stuff, but some of it takes like adding the key cards and stuff. It takes kind of the edge off Rust. I think it adds a little bit more of a. It's turning it into something like Conan Exiles, where it's less of a PvP and more of PvE.
Got it. Okay, so first things first. People need to know, how long have you been playing Rust?
I bought it the day it was released. I have 7,500 hours.
Yeah.
So I've got a small amount of experience under my belt.
Copy that. Okay, and why do you play Rust primarily?
I've been getting in and out. Recently, I've been getting in and out of it, but when I started playing, I enjoyed the whole aspect of grinding up and getting slowly accumulating stuff. And I like the feel of the combat because it's high risk, high reward combat. All of it can be really intense.
Got it. Okay. And you mentioned you kind of got out of it a little bit recently. What would the main reason for that be?
It's becoming more and more of a grind with the components. Just in order to build like the gear, it takes a long time, especially now with the key cards, because a lot of the higher tier components like the rifle bodies and the tech trash, you gotta use this key card thing, and you gotta grind up and wait for a key card to spawn, and then gotta go from one room to the next and build up your key cards.
Okay, my only counter to that would be, I know a lot of people are thinking like the game got repetitive because the end game has always been the same for like 4 years. Like,
I guess it really depends on how you play. Like for us, even with this system, we're still getting AKs and stuff on the first day. It doesn't take that long. The thing that makes it a little bit more annoying for me though is everybody else it slows down. The people without huge groups like us that can't get that stuff on the first day or the third day, and it makes the PvP for the people that do have it kind of stale, because it's hard to find groups with AKs and stuff, and we don't want the lower tier guns. We don't have any use for it. So killing those, I don't know. I think of this game more now as all PvP. This really the reason I play it.
yeah. Okay, got it.
I don't know. It shifts the focus away from what I like the game.
Got it.
I like in the game.
Okay, very good, very good. And if you were a developer or had an inside line, what would you add to the game to make it better?
I'd have to think about that for a little bit. I think that a little bit more balance or options, maybe like when they had the heavy armor originally, it was really overpowered. It didn't really offer that many debuffs, and it was so much stronger. And now it's got so many debuffs that it's almost unusable. If they made it, if they tried to find that balance to where it's usable, and it's a okay alternative to normal metal armor, so maybe it's better for some things, but not better for others, and you had that option, or maybe other assault rifles that were craftable other than just the AK, because everybody uses the AK. There's nothing that compares to it right now except for maybe the LR, the M2, but you can't craft those anymore. When the LR used to be craftable, that was, some people preferred the LR, some people preferred the AK. It just gave you more choices.
Yeah.
Maybe giving some more dynamics to PvP instead of it's just everybody runs full normal metal and an AK. Give it a little bit more depth.
I've had that complaint for ages, so I'm glad we're on the same page. I'm just going around interviewing people, getting feedback on the whole card/puzzle system they added recently.
Yes.
Because I've been getting some feedback that it's adding like another thing getting in the way of endgame. Some people like the new dynamic to looting. What do you think? Is it good or bad overall?
Both, because if you have better gear, you can get access easier, but if you don't, it's going to be hard to get to certain parts of a monument.
But overall, you would keep it in the game? Like it's a nice thing?
Yes, I would keep it in the game.
Okay, cool. And if you were to add anything to the game, if you could just do it like snap of your fingers, what would you add?
Bigger map. Well, no, more islands probably.
More islands. Interesting. What would that change?
I think it would mean that there are less clans. Less clans in the mainland, which would, help solo players and smaller groups off a lot more, because bigger clans tend to want their own land, and an island helps a lot.
That's a neat idea. Yeah, I've seen some cool Reddit posts about that actually. Okay guys, well that's going to be the end of this video. A very experimental format, like I've said a few times. I have no idea if this is going to turn out. My immediate concern would be that this isn't interesting. You guys just like maybe don't care. I don't know. I think it has potential because I think it's good to get lots of different people's ideas, right? Like not just my own. Maybe it's good if I mention my own thing. In my opinion, it's nice adding all these nice puzzle systems and card things. I don't think it's bad. I would just say that Rust still has the main core issues that it's had for a long time. Clans having a big advantage, everybody in the same swimming pool per se. Endgame has been the same for far too long in my opinion. All those things are kind of the same. But nothing wrong with this. It's just that it's kind of like, it's like, oh cool. And then like, that's about it. Anyways, if you have feedback for this series, do let me know. I would love to hear what you guys have to say. And of course, this is on Viking 2x server, but it'll be recorded on both. If you want to join, maybe a chance to be in the videos, there's info in the description. Anyways, with that said, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.